Oh, okay guys, so the purpose of this video is to show you how to set up your outline for your research paper and then how to start taking notes for it. So at the top of your outline you're going to put your topic, and then underneath that you're going to start thinking about your introduction. Your introduction has three parts. The first part is going to be your hook. That's what makes your reader want to keep reading your paper. So what most people will choose for this paper is an interesting statistic about their topic, but you don't have to choose that. You could also do a personal anecdote about the topic if you have experience with the problem, or you might choose a rhetorical question. Any of those things are okay. Then, at the end of the introduction, you're going to put a thesis statement, which has two parts. So because this is a problem and solution research paper, your thesis statement has to reflect that. The first part of your thesis statement is going to describe why your topic is a problem and who it affects, and the second half will talk about why or how the problem can be solved. Alright, and then in between your hook and your thesis statement, you're going to have a transition that will look different depending on what you chose for your hook and your thesis statement. You'll just have to look at the research paper examples I posted so you can get an idea of what that might look like. Now, the rest of your outline is just planning what the rest of your paper will be like. You'll have a paragraph based on the problem, describing the problem, who it affects, what the causes are, and then describing a possible solution to the problem. Then last, your conclusion will sum up your main points and end with a call to action to persuade your reader to take action to stop the problem that you've spent your whole paper describing. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to describe is show you where to keep track of your research, because you're going to need to know where you got your information from before you can use it to write your paper. You're going to need to take what I like to call notes. Take 5 notes at least for each paragraph to get a nice, long, detailed paragraph. So 5 notes based on the problem, and then 5 notes based on the solution. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Okay, so to take your notes, you're going to be using a program called Google Keep. So you can find this easily just by doing a quick Google search for it. You want to create labels to organize your research before you start taking notes. I recommend do one on describing the problem, and do one on describing the solution, and then if you feel like it, you can do one for maybe introduction if you want to use if you want to take a note for, say, your hook. Then, in order to actually take the notes, why it's doing that. Alright, so then once you have your labels set up and you find a website that you want to use, remember it needs to pass the CRAP test. Find a piece of information that you would like to use in your paper. You want to copy the URL so that you know where you got the information from, and then you can paste that into your note. You can just make the title just whatever the note is about so that you can go back and find it later, and then copy and paste the piece of information you want to use for your paper underneath. Now keep in mind that you are not going to be keeping everything word for word in your paper. Most of it is going to be paraphrased, but all you're worried about right now is getting the information down. And so by the end of class on Thursday, you should have 10 pieces of information total, 5 describing the problem and 5 describing the solution. That's what I expect you to have done by the end of class. So if you have questions, just email me and I will be glad to help you to the best of my abilities. Alright, thanks. Bye guys.